For some, when they think of royalty, they'll think of an upstanding citizen, someone of a high moral compass who leads their country with grace. However, in today's case, this was the farthest thing from the truth. It's a case which is interwoven with one of the world's most prolific PDF files and a prince and an innocent woman who had her life taken from her over and over again. Quick disclaimer before we go any further, any opinions stated within this video are either my own or of online speculation and general members of the public. There is one person within this case who has yet to be tried by a court of law. He has not been legally charged with any crimes and has only faced a settlement in civil court. Given how this case has also unfolded, I think I have to say, I have no intentions to unalive, nor do I have any ideations or such. Just putting this out there, and if you know, you know. I also want to give a content warning. This case will deal with topics of child SA and the R word. Now, it's not that I don't want to say the R or SA word, but due to YouTube's strict guidelines, we have to be super careful on how we say things, or sadly, content will be taken down. If today's video is a trigger for you, I suggest you skip this one. We can always catch up in another video. Take the space you need to heal and stay safe. If you're sticking around, then let's get into today's case, the unsettling and untimely death of Virginia Giuffre. Virginia Giuffre was born Virginia Louise Roberts on August 9, 1983 in sunny Sacramento, California. Her early life was anything but easy. From a young age, Virginia faced instability at home, moving to Florida as a child, only to find herself caught in a cycle of abuse, neglect, and periods of homelessness. By her early teens, she had run away multiple times and spent time in foster care, searching for that safety in a world that seemed determined to deny it to her. At 16 years old, trying to carve out a better future, Virginia got a job at Mar-a-Lago, the private club owned by Donald Trump in Palm Beach. Her father worked there as a maintenance man and had helped her land the job and position, mostly cleaning and helping in the locker rooms. It was there, in the summer of 1999, that Virginia's life would change forever. One day while working, she was approached by a well-dressed woman named Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell struck up a conversation and made Virginia an offer that sounded like a dream. The chance to learn massage therapy, a career that could offer her independence, security, and an escape. But it wasn't a dream. It was the beginning of a nightmare. Ghislaine introduced Virginia to Jeffrey Epstein, a wealthy financier with connections to some of the most powerful people in the world. According to Virginia's account, the evening began with a night out at Tramp. Tramp is a famous nightclub known for its celebrity clientele. She described feeling uncomfortable but obedient, following Maxwell's instructions to stay close to the prince and be friendly later. That night, back at Maxwell's home, Virginia claims she was SA'd by Prince Andrew. It was during this encounter, she says, the now infamous photo was taken. A young Virginia in casual clothing, smiling uncertainly with Prince Andrew standing beside her, his arms wrapped around her bare waist. Maxwell can be seen beaming in the background. This photograph, simple yet chilling, would later become one of the most controversial pieces of evidence in the Epstein scandal. Virginia has said that this night in London was not an isolated event. She alleges that she was trafficked to Prince Andrew 2 more times, once on Epstein's New York mansion and once on Epstein's private islands in the Virgin Islands, the place which is now infamous for the abuse that took place within the walls. Throughout, Virginia has been adamant she did not have a choice. Prince Andrew, for his part, has strenuously denied these allegations and, strangely enough, is yet to stand trial for this. In a highly publicised 2019 interview with BBC Newsnight, he claimed he had no recollection of ever meeting Virginia. Funny how we've all seen the photos, Pinocchio, but I guess he has a selective memory. He went on further, suggesting that the photo might be a fake, though he was unable to definitely prove it. The backlash from the interview was immediate and fierce, and so it should be. Prince Andrew has stepped back from royal duties for the foreseeable future, and he became a pariah with both public life and his own family life. Still, Virginia Giuffre refused to be silenced. In 2021, she filed a civil lawsuit in New York, formally accusing Prince Andrew of SA and seeking damages. Prince Andrew attempted to have the case dismissed but failed. Facing a potential trial that could have exposed even more damning details, he agreed in early 2002 to settle the lawsuit out of court. Reports suggested the settlement totaled around $12 million, a figure that sparked outrage amongst the British public, many of whom feared it was our taxpayer funds that might have been used. As part of the settlement, Prince Andrew issued a statement acknowledging that Virginia had suffered as a victim of abuse, though he did not admit any wrongdoing personally for himself. To this day, Prince Andrew maintains his innocence. But for Virginia, the settlement was about something bigger than money. It was about recognition, about refusing to let the powerful hide behind their abuses and keep them behind closed doors. And for millions of survivors watching around the world, Virginia's stand against a royal prince became a symbol of something even more powerful. The idea that even the highest in society could be called out. Virginia continued with her support of victims, even more so when another powerful figure, Maxwell, was arrested in 2020. Virginia was a key component into the arrest and securing convictions. However, what you might not be aware of is the hundreds of very powerful people hidden in Epstein's flight logs that will be exposed should Virginia continue to seek justice for all victims. It wouldn't be long before suspicious incidents would start happening to Virginia, one after the other. On March 2025, Virginia took to social media, shared with users what had happened earlier that month. She had been hit by a school bus in Australia. She stated she was suffering with kidney failure and the doctors had given her only 4 days to live and were transferring her to a specialist hospital. In the photo, you can see a bruised and battered Virginia, who looks to be in terrible condition. Now, here's the crazy part. Ross Mans, the man who was driving the bus into Virginia, claims it was minor and nothing like she alleged. Virginia claimed that the bus struck her at a speed of approximately 110 kilometers an hour. So for us fellow Brits, that's about 68 miles per hour, leading to kidney failure and a prognosis of only 4 days to live. However, Munn's describing of the collision, stating that the bus was travelling at a much lower speed and that there were no injuries reported at the scene, did not match up with what she said. He emphasised that the impact was minimal and the bus sustained no significant damage. Now, if we look clearly at the photos shown, this was not a minor damage accident. You don't come away looking like a walking bruise after a minor car accident, but that's just my opinion. The police have also verified Munn's account of the accident, which has also led to a lot of discourse on this. Many believe the physical facts and the pictures we are being given do not add up with the story of both the driver and the police. And with a very high profile status against very powerful people, this has led to many to question, was this a potential hit and run cover up? Sadly, we wouldn't have long to hear from Virginia on this matter. On April 25th, 2025, just 1 month after the accident, Virginia was found in her home in Neergaby, Western Australia. Western Australian police released a statement, and a very simple one, saying that she was declared dead and it was not suspicious, with her family confirming it was due to an unaliving.
We have some breaking news for you. Virginia Giuffre, a woman who accused both Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein of sexual abuse, has taken her own life. Her family confirmed her death in a statement to NBC News. It reads, "It is with utterly broken hearts that we announce that Virginia passed away last night at her farm in Western Australia. She lost her life to suicide after being a lifelong victim of sexual abuse and sex trafficking."
Now here's where it all becomes very fishy for many. Virginia herself made a post in 2019 saying she would never do such a thing, saying, "I am making it publicly known that in no way, shape or form am I suicidal." She wrote, "I have made this known to my therapist and GP. If something happens to me, in the sake of my family, do not let this go away and help me to protect them. Too many evil people want to see me quieted." But even her family members are now confirming it was an unaliving. Well, this has been open to speculation too, as it was her sister-in-law, Amanda Roberts, who went on record to confirm it. Many have stated that they are seeing what happened and her sister watching what happened may have been the reason they are too scared to speak up any further, and they are desperately trying to seek an end to this ordeal. In my opinion, I do not see any reason for her brother or his wife to be maliciously claiming it was an unaliving. They had a very close relationship. However, online suspicion continues to swirl around her untimely death, with the first accident being seen by many as a first attempt. Many online commenters have said, is this the second and final attempt to silence her? Virginia's own words in 2019, she had suspected this would be how they came after her, making it look like she took her own life. I have to say, if I was up against the type of power Virginia was up against, I would have the same very, very valid fears. Online users have even speculated that the picture she posted post-crash was not her posting, that she could have already been deceased by this time, and that this was all part of a wider cover-up conspiracy. And then it's not just the 2019 statement she put out on social media that has people thinking this way. It's the pattern of suspicious deaths surrounding anyone who's ever been linked to Epstein. Several figures associated with Epstein's trafficking network died under controversial circumstances, including Epstein himself. French modeling agent, and I'm sorry if I butchered the name, Jean-Luc Brunel, and former Clinton aide Mark Middleton all conveniently died in an unaliving case, and case instantly closed. You also have high-profile figures also questioning the validity of her so-called reason for death. Public figures include Donald Trump Jr. and Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, resharing Virginia's old tweets and openly questioning the official account of her death. They seem not convinced of the official reason, much like everybody else. Then you have the very weird and odd delay over the coroner's finding. Western Australia's coroner has warned it may take up to 2 years to complete a full toxicology testing and a full inquest into her death. This is a really lengthy wait for official results. It effectively creates a vacuum that conspiracy narratives are ready to fill. There's claims that the evidence could be lost or tampered with in the meantime. And with the history of those connected, who can blame people for being suspicious? I myself am suspicious and concerned at what more tampering and potential cover-up there could be. But as I said, that's part of my opinion. An independent inquest and forthcoming coroner report will be crucial to addressing all of these doubts and laying all these lingering suspicions to rest. But we are yet to see if that will happen. The question on everybody's mind is, who has the most to gain from Virginia's untimely death? Well, one name on everybody's mouth seems to be Prince Andrew himself. Yes, they did make a settlement in court and there was a payout in 2022. However, what many don't know is she didn't sign a lasting NDA. Now, what does that mean, I hear you ask? Well, it means that now with her gone, he can no longer face further civil proceedings or fresh testimony from her, effectively closing one of the highest profile legal threats to his reputation. Public attention will likely drift away from his role in the Epstein scandal, thus reducing ongoing scrutiny. Then there is her other abusers in Epstein's circle. Beyond Prince Andrew, Virginia named a number of powerful individuals she said had abused her, many of whom have consistently denied wrongdoing. Her death removes the possibility of her giving further future testimony and providing new details against these figures, potentially insulating them from fresh legal or media challenges. Then there's a speculation around her estranged husband. At the time of her death, Virginia was contesting allegations. He'd taken out a restraining order against her, a dispute that, had she might have lived, might have played out publicly in court. Her passing halts any future legal proceedings between them, sparing him a potential additional testimony, documents, or cross-examination in family law proceedings. And well, then there's the, 12 million USD and her life insurance which comes along with her death, even more so as he has custody of her 3 children. The sad fact is, with her gone, it now leaves behind a legacy which other victims will have to continue to fight for justice. She was the loudest voice amongst them. In my personal opinion, I think there are some very concerning aspects to her death. I'm not buying the official cause of death. The only way we can get real answers is from an independent inquest. Until then, we can only continue to amplify her voice and the other voices of victims who were abused by Epstein, and demand each and every single one of those monsters face true justice, regardless of their power or status. Virginia's activism and work will continue to live on, and all we can hope for now is that she is at rest and at peace wherever she may be. Thank you so much for watching. I am sorry this video took a while to come out. Life had a way of, lifing. I am sorry that it took so long. I'm sure today's video was a hard one for many, so be sure to take that time to decompress. Take some time for you to stay happy and healthy. What are your thoughts on the case? I'd love to hear them in the comments. I reply to everyone and read them all. That's it from me today. Please do like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to be notified each time I upload. I love you guys, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.